let's take a look at how do we configure UFD, uplink failure detection. So this is example of the simple topology where we have two spine layer switch and we have another two leaf layer switch. And we have one PC that have a two network interface. One link facing to leaf number one, the other link facing to leaf number two. So we will take a look at leaf number two, where I'm going to enable uplink failure detection in order to trace the uplink connections and also downstream connectivity. So what we will do is we will configure an uplink state group so that if something went wrong, we will be able to track the upstream connectivity. And in this example, my upstream will be port number 1 and port number 5. So what we will do is if my upstream connections going down, I will take actions on the downstream connections in order to disable it. And the scenario will be something like this, whereby if this two link going down, so it's no point for my PC to send the traffic through network port number 2. So I will take actions in order to disable the downstream connectivity. And this is the end result that we will see. Typically, the link will force to redirect through network ports number 1 only. And let's take a look. How do we apply the configurations? So I go to my switch right now, show interface status, which is running on DellEMC OS10. So you can see my port number 1 currently is up. My port number 5 also up. So this is my upstream connection. My downstream, which is port number 2, is in the up state as well. So at this point, I will go to configurations mode and I will configure my uplink state group, give it a ID number 1. Then I will define my upstream connections, which will be Ethernet 111, 115. So this will be the two ports that's facing to my spine layer. Then my downstream connections will be Ethernet 112, the link that's facing to my computer. And I'm going to enable my uplink state group using enable command. Done. So when I'm done with this, I can say show uplink state group number 1. So it will show me the status is currently enabled and up. So I'm good right now. I can view the detail commands. Add the keywords detail, and it will show me the detail information, including who is the upstream connection, who will be the downstream connection. Now let's take a look when something going down. So I just simply go to port number 1. Then I'm going to shut down the interface. Now, when I shut down the interface, let's check our uplink state group number 1 detail. So right now, my port 1 is down, but my downstream is still remain up because I still have the other link. They're able to route my traffic. But if I go to bring down the other interface on my upstream connectivity, shut down. So I should expect that my uplink state group number 1 right now will disable my downstream connectivity. And this is exactly what happened. So if I show my interface status, so I should see my port number 1 is down right now because I'm shut down. Same goes to port number 5. But at the same time, my port number 2 is get error disabled based on the command that we shown earlier. Now, I can check the status of this interface as well. Why does it get disabled? So I can run show interface Ethernet 112. So what we will see is exactly telling me that, okay, port number 2 looks like line protocol is down right now, and it's get error disabled by UFD. Now, what I'm going to do is I will bring up one of the link by issue no shutdown. Now, when I bring up one of the link, typically I should expect that my downstream connections will be automatically recovered. And this is about uplink failure detections on DellEMC OS10.